So we are now learning the U.S. Supreme Court is expected to revisit a case involving Louisiana's new congressional districts in October. In June, the High Court put off ruling on the state's second black majority district and instead ordered the new arguments in the fall. Paul Murphy reports.
The U.S. Supreme Court has announced that October 15th is the date when justices are expected to hear additional arguments in the long-running legal dispute over whether Louisiana's new congressional map is constitutional. The High Court will decide whether the map creating a second majority-minority district violates a section of the U.S. Constitution that prohibits voting practices or procedures that discriminate based on race.
This is going to be a tough one.
Attorney Tracy Washington represents the Louisiana Justice Institute, an intervener in the case. A federal appeals court ordered state lawmakers to approve new district boundaries last year. A group of voters challenged that map, saying race was too great a factor in its adoption. According to Washington, the new districts reflect the racial makeup of Louisiana.
In Louisiana, African-American black voters make up 1/3 of the voting age population. And we have 6 congressional seats allocated to us in Louisiana. 1/3 of that would be 2.
The new district, which stretches from Baton Rouge to Shreveport, is currently represented by Democrat Cleo Fields. We reached out to Edward Grime, an attorney for the plaintiffs in the case, but didn't hear back. In an earlier story, he said in a statement, the state admits in its briefing the baseline was to draw a second black majority district. Everything else that happened flowed from that. We are optimistic that this racial gerrymander is seeing its final days. Washington is concerned a Texas push to add 5 new Republican congressional seats may play a role in the Louisiana case.
The Supreme Court can't say what happened in Louisiana was wrong, but what's happening in Texas is right.
Washington plans to be at the Supreme Court for the October 15th hearing. Paul Murphy, WWL, Louisiana.
And then a brief statement. State Attorney General Liz Murrill said a relief in the Calais case is due in 2 weeks. I will be happy to do an interview with WWL TV once they filed their brief.